world. So create world. Okay, this should be live shortly. Receiving my content. And we're good to go, I think. So hello internet, I'm the Iron Phoenix and welcome to Stationeers. Now this is going to be some prep work for the Sunday stream. I just want to build a basic base really. Just sort of, it's going to be a short half-hour stream tonight. I started late and going to do some bits and pieces and just generally prep. So right, so I need these two, and I need a place to that's as good as any down there to start up. So welcome to Stationeers, a game which I have restarted on stream I think twice now, maybe 3 times, no twice I think. It's quite a nice little game, but I keep making some fairly hefty mistakes which result in me having to restart in some way. I really want to put it out there. Can I move this? There should be a handhold. That's where the battery goes. Ah, here we go. Yep. Let's move this up here. Haven't had to use that thing yet. And let's just move this one up here as well. Okay, so Stationeers is all about building your station and surviving in it, and so far I've lost my way completely. Oh yes, I've got it on me. Right, so we need to start off with an airlock. Let's just build ourselves an airlock. So I've learned quite a little bit of useful things about this game. Let's just grab this, and actually no, let's grab the walls first. So right, first interesting thing that I have learnt. If I do this, and I can, this isn't an interesting thing that I've learnt, this is just a normal thing that I've learnt. So what happened before is that I put together a platform and then built up walls with the understanding that I could pass cables through walls and it wouldn't really matter too much. That's still the case. You can just pass things through walls, but you can also pass things through frames as well, entire frames. And it doesn't matter if you've got multiple things passing through frames, you can pass multiple things through frames, which you go from a game like Space Engineers, which really doesn't have the same freedoms that a game like this has, and you kind of just sort of assume that because an engine that was hand built by the developers can't do it, then surely Unity would have problems with it as well. Actually, that's not the case. Unity is capable of a huge amount. I was thinking earlier that actually, at this point, Stationeers has surpassed what... Stationeers has surpassed what Space Engineers has done. Almost. There's a few areas in which it's lacking. I don't believe there is a way to automatically mine. I'm sure there's going to be a way to automatically mine eventually. I mean, you can build your own spaceships in this. That's not really a limitation of it. Right, I need the airlock kits. No, that's all that. No, we want the airlock stuff, which is probably over here in this crate, probably. No, bad crate. Come on. There you go. Right, airlocks. There we go. So we need to put in one airlock there, one airlock in here. So yeah, so interesting things that I have learned about this game. So if we do a force open airlock, the reason why I had quite a lot of hang-ups getting through some of these airlocks, they're actually designed to have floors on the top of them as well. So this passageway, we can, you know, obviously build a 1x1 passageway, but actually they've thought about it because they know that you're going to want to put walls in between the frames and you. So you've got floor pieces as well, which you can put down iron walls if you want on the top, but there are actually some quite nice iron grates you can put up. So yeah, it's been thought about, I would say. And, you know, the developers get an awful lot of stick from people on the basis that they sort of made this game. And I've just picked up the wrong thing, and I needed to pick up the iron walls just so that I can... There we go. Yeah, it's been, the game's been thought about so that when you put your station together, things, you know, if it's all put together fine, then things will kind of just work. You know, you have to appreciate the thought that's gone into the game, and you know, you go on the forums and the odd person is saying, well, this is just a sort of a cash-in, you know, these developers, they don't know how to make games, etc, etc. But it's obvious that they do, because they created this. They actually thought about how these pieces are going to be going to get in together. Right, so I now need, I think it's in this one. Yep, active vent. So the active vent can only go on scaffolds, on iron frames. So we want it to go that way around. Then we've got our buttons on the bottom. This is going to basically be our airlock. Yeah, so this will basically be our airlock, and we'll run data and power cables through and make it all look nice, etc. And then all that I really need to do is work out where I'm going to be putting my power systems, which I might just stick on the top there, but we'll see. Let's pull this up. Don't actually need that. I don't really know if these bits have been put in yet. Right, so we now need some iron frames. And we'll just kind of create a... Oh no, three of... I don't really know what... well, let's do a 3x3 for the moment. We don't have a huge amount of materials to start off with, and I would quite like to just sort of start getting it. Oh, 3x4 maybe. Yeah, let's do a 3x4. So this is going to be the initial base. And as you can see, we don't have a huge amount of supplies, so yeah. Anyway, so this is going to be the initial base, and I need to make sure that that's the one. So just building some scaffolds. And as time goes by, this station will grow. The game's had an awful lot of development on it, and this is the other sort of side of the people that sort of say, well, you know, these developers, they don't know how to make games, they're only in it for the money, etc, etc. There are easier ways out there to make money off Steam if you are so inclined. We've seen it in the past. There have been developers that have no intention of making a good quality game for anyone to play, and it's very much more about the money for them, and as a result, well, and people buy these things as well. There's the other sort of side of the thing is that people do buy games that don't have the same sort of level of care put into them. And you know, they're successful. So yeah, you know, games that have literally been made off someone else's back, you know, to that sort of level, where somebody has gone on to the Unity store, bought a demo game from the Unity store, and then used that to make, not even make their game, to just, they've just sold what they've got off the Unity store. Right, okay, so let's just put this in. I want that sort of facing me. There we go. Yeah. And this is where we start doing interesting things. Let's turn my jetpack off so I'm not wasting fuel, and get this into my main base for now. Just kind of stick it in there. And so we've got all sorts of useful things in here anyway, so let's get this one in. So this is the power control. We want power coming in that way. And we also need to just get the cover off. And put this battery in. Yeah, master should be on. I think it's that way round. Right, for the moment though, let's just put that one back together. I need some glass sheets and to put this one together. Thank you. And we need some cable to wire this bit so obviously when it turns yellow it means that it's connected to something. Now I just want to attempt to having a thing to kind of tell you which way it's going to turn would be a really useful little addition. I think Space Engineers put something up in the corner just to say, hey, this thing is going to turn in this direction. Okay, so this is going to be my power inlet. For this anyway, and I'll wire in a generator. I'll have to put that one in as well. So if we just go down to 5 and do that, we'll disconnect this one and put in a junction. There should be a solid generator. Right, power is going out at the back, which is where I actually want it to go. Right, so that goes into there. I can get around to the front of it. Right. Yep, I need to get around to the front of it. And just out the back. Okay, that's easy enough to do. Where's my cables? There. Just a case of running it. That's the wrong way around. home and end to rotate up. Yeah. Okay. That's probably going to be... Hold on. Let's move out here. Yep, I've done this one too far over, haven't so I'm not talking much. This concentration of trying to get this. There you go. Excellent. So that's the first bit. I'm trying to make sure the wiring is reasonably neat this time around, so that I can easily tell where things are going. Because the game can seem to turn into a little bit of a mess if you're not careful. I mean, for example, this really needs to be on the other side of the room because of how all the inputs and outputs go. So we'll do that. And same with that. Where's the... Can probably get away with it being this way around. Yeah, because I can still get to those bits and I can get to the back, which is exactly what I want. And then just need to move that over a bit. And then it's just a case of getting these two, and turning off that, these two set up. So let's have them come out there. Needs to go into a T-junction here and then around this corner into another T-junction and into a corner, and then this one will do this airlock. And that should all be live now. I mean, I suspect that there's no actual power running through this system, which will be the job next time. Right. And of course, once all the yeah, that's the one, isn't it? So you can then just take your iron sheets and build an iron wall. And that covers all the cables, which is nice. You know, you can just cover all the cables really, really easily. And that's what I want from a game. I just want... I want games to be complicated. But I don't want them to then make things sort of attempt to simplify things that are going to be complicated in ways that just make very, very little sense. So if you want to have, you know, complicated power systems, then build complicated power systems. But don't then simplify it by saying, well, this bit's complicated, but then you can just put it on a base and it will all just connect. Because that just I don't know, it loses its je ne sais quoi, I guess, which is French for something. And I can't remember how to. Is it? Right, it's not that. Can I unweld it? There we go. Deconstruct iron frame. There we go. And the reason, of course, why I wanted to do that was because I've got pipes to lay properly. So the corner goes in there, and as you can see now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start building inside the wall. A little bit more might need to come out, just so I can actually get inside the wall itself. And then you can actually, once you've built all of this stuff, it seems to be easier just to deconstruct it and then work within the frame. And then once you've actually done that, then weld it back up again. You retain all the connections that you had before. Like so. Yeah, so that's that done. And I can weld up some of these other bits. That's charging, which means that these systems should potentially turn on. Yep, I've got power to these. And I think the base is pretty much set up now. You know, they're obviously not all of it, but it's to a good stage now, and I think it should be something good to sort of continue on building on stream. You know, so this will be a weekly thing. Constantly beefing this place up and making it better in various ways. You know, so something we could do over here is actually run it down to somewhere like here. Sort of deconstruct that bit, wind the cables down into the floor and then up again. Rebuild that. That would keep the power connection. Yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream here. We've got a nice little base to begin with, and we'll be back on Sunday, which will be it's Christmas Eve. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting next week out of the way, put it that way. Christmas is not a I don't know, it's not a thing that I particularly enjoy, but yeah, I don't know what item kit design is. There's a few things in here which is a bit odd, but yeah, so anyway, Sunday we'll be back with more Stationeers, continuing with the base, building it up. But yeah, for now I think I'm gonna go now. So with that, I'll say thank you very much for watching. Oh, before I go, actually, if anybody wants to see tutorials on these, let me know, because I am considering doing some sort of base level tutorial type things on Stationeers, and I probably will see what I can do anyway. But for now, anyway, I'll say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.